And hi, welcome back to the Evicted podcast. It's with me, your boy Dr. Q, and of course we got the handsome man, the J-Man.
Yep, what's up?
And make sure to check us out on the Evicted podcast. We're on Insta. What's it called? I think Facebook too. Hell yeah! And the YouTube, and we're getting our Pornhub site up soon. We're not quite there yet, but we're almost there.
Today we got a very special guest for this episode, Jebb Fink.
The big man, the comedy icon himself from Canada. Fuck yeah!
No, he's from California. We established
Or
that.
I live here now. That's close enough.
We're
I don't
repping
really,
it now.
I don't care about intros anyway, so
No doubt it.
it doesn't matter so much.
All right, well, Jebb's been doing comedy for 35 years, he said.
35
Yep.
years, yeah.
On TV for 25. It's a long-ass time, man. How was it?
It is long. Long. I'm old and tired, worn out.
Yeah, no doubt. He runs a pasta joint. Does
Down at
other stuff on the
Crossroads.
side, too.
Come check him out at Crossroads Market.
Makes
Jebb's
his own
Joint.
sauce. It's all good.
Yep. Make the sauce, make the pasta, make everything in there.
All from hand, baby. That's how we do it. And,
And
he's
it's all
not even
good.
from Italy, so you know it's going to be good.
Actually, all the tomatoes and the flour and stuff is from Italy. So.
Hell yeah. Fuck
Yeah.
You
You got to get the real. You got to bring that in.
Oh,
got to
for
get
sure.
the authenticity.
Plus, they have no GMOs in Italy. They're not allowed to genetically modify their food because, it's bad.
They're Italian. They don't fuck with that.
To put it simply, it
That's
sucks.
side. What do you want a farmer to make your food or a scientist?
And yeah, it's like,
I
well,
want
I
a
guess,
stripper to make my food.
well, you know what? That's
Well,
nice. That's
You're
nice.
gonna have to tip more.
Yeah.
You tip enough, they will make you food.
On there, definitely going to be GMOs in there. From what we got up to the night before, you never know what's going to happen.
You never know. It's a Friday night. So, Jebb, what made you go from doing stand-up, being on TV, to wanting to run or start a pasta joint? Because
You want to know the truth about how it all happened? I'll tell it. I've
Sure.
always cooked.
Yeah.
I had the barbecue sauce, which I still make, and made a bunch of that today. But I've had the barbecue sauce company for a really long time. And then I've always cooked and made my own pasta at home. And then a guy that I was split in a booth with somewhere had a pasta company, and he was leaving town, and so I bought his pasta company. And for some reason in his head, he thought he would put a 600-pound pasta machine in a Honda Fit and drive it to the Maritimes.
Fuck it, why not?
Because, he wasn't that bright apparently.
Yeah, no doubt.
Did he attempt it, or
No, I bought the whole thing, and then
you're just like, don't worry about it, I got it.
and then I made him sell me the name, and then don't use it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I took his name, just to be a knob, I guess.
Yeah, fuck
You're
it,
like-
why not?
Not a chance, bro. You
No.
want to start again? Nope.
Nope,
That's
not
it
here.
for
Not
you.
in this province.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he's doing now. Right after that, he disappeared and never heard from him again.
Just
Off
went
the
AWOL.
radar.
Yeah, who knows?
Well, I mean, he did go to the Maritimes, so.
I don't think he did.
Oh.
I heard a rumor he was in northern BC somewhere. But I don't know. I have no idea.
That's
Maybe
off the
he's-
radar,
No, maybe
too.
he's just up at the Northwest Territories because, seriously, what goes on up in the Northwest Territories? I don't hear anything about. Is there people actually up there? Is there actually people
Yes,
living
I
in
think
there?
so.
Have you been there?
No.
I didn't think so. So where's his evidence?
Yes, there is.
You ever heard of Yellowstone? Because that's a place.
I think.
Or is it Yellowknife? It's
Yellowknife.
You
Yellowknife.
made it up. Is what it is.
Yellowstone would be an American park.
Yep. Okay. I'm sorry.
But it's
We'll
got
start with yellow.
geysers. It's got, this as opposed to, you guys at your age, you can actually count on the geyser going off at the correct time as opposed to early.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were going to catch that. But I thought, I don't think they're going to get this one.
That was good.
Little
No.
time delay.
That
there.
went over my head. I was just sitting here I'm happy to be here. Hell yeah.
That's always a good thing. Always be happy wherever
Exactly. You
you
just
are.
gotta stay positive. I mean, I got maybe 7 brain cells left, so they all, as soon as something happens, they're just happy to be here.
How old are you?
24. I'm turning 25. soon.
24. Yeah, well,
By the time you're Jebb's age, you're gonna be fucked.
Pretty
Oh,
much.
Oh man, I'm gonna be just bound in a wheelchair by the time I'm 35. But not because of anything in my brain, it's because I feel like something will happen. I am notorious for falling downstairs. I love falling downstairs for some reason. It just happens. everywhere I go, if there's a flight of stairs, there is a solid chance I'm going down those stairs. Like, absolutely. And then what else? I've been hit by a lot of bikes. Not like
Motorcycles?
motorbikes.
Oh,
No, like
Tricycles, children's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A couple of them.
tricycles,
Those kids are ruthless now.
Big
The
wheels.
big wheels, yeah.
Big wheels.
Like they just keep making them bigger, and they just don't stop. And these kids are coming full tilt, and it's like I'm just trying to hop over the sidewalk a bunch of times because
To get to the stairs.
exactly. And then so what happens is I'll do that, and then I'll get just smoked by a bike, and that's happened to me 7 times. And I wish I could say it was because they were the idiots and came at me, but it was always my fault.
7 times, it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah. 7 times.
The
Buddy,
first 2
No,
maybe.
Let's get this straight. 1 time, it's you. Okay,
Mhm.
you shouldn't get hit by a bike.
Okay, how many times was it the same kid?
Fuck, probably. If I had like some vengeance,
Probably
something,
all 7.
something
Yeah, that's-
against me.
Maybe you have a different problem than you think.
Like he just hit me the first time. It's like, you know what? That was fun. I'm gonna come back and haunt this kid. I'm just gonna keep
Did
going.
you mess around with this kid's mom? Is that why he's
Well,
is that why he's
considering
following you
I
around?
was 7, possibly, yeah, possibly. You
She
never
was
know.
your sitter.
Exactly. I just, 7 years old, rolling around the block.
It got a little handsy. I'm sorry, Timmy.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
Teaching you how to fold your scout nap. Your little tie.
If I do well, then they'll give me one hell of a badge. Hell yeah.
Were you a Boy Scout?
No, not at all. I had a buddy who was, but I hated the outfit. I thought he just looked like an idiot. And those cute little
That was the only
salt brim
reason.
hats. That was pretty
It's
much
like,
the only reason. He could
I would
do
love
some
to
cool
learn how to
shit.
fish, but if I have to dress like this, then no.
Yeah,
way.
no, he could like whittle
Well,
like, a whole
teach a
bunch
man
of
to
shit.
fish.
Yeah, and like he could, and then
And
there's
he doesn't
me.
know.
I can fish. I can't do any of that shit. Fuck. Nope.
Maybe
I
you
had-
should have got the stairs badge.
Yeah. I should.
Maybe you should get that for the up
I
and
should have.
down.
I
badge.
should have taught that course. What I should have done. Like
So
just-
rolling down the stairs.
yeah.
Maybe
like
you should have been a stunt man.
or maybe I could have been like
Yeah. You can do all the scenes where Samuel Jackson kicks a guy down the stairs and you go.
Yeah, because you're a dead ringer for Samuel L.
Exactly.
Jackson.
It's like you can't tell us apart when we're side by side.
Guy Ritchie could fix that in
Yeah.
post. We'll shade that up in post.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm gonna fix it in post, guys.
It's not racist if you acknowledge it.
well.
Well,
No.
what are you kidding?
It's still very racist.
Still
Acknowledge
very
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You did,
My original point was you would be the guy that Sam L. Jackson is kicking down the stairs. Because Sam L. Jackson,
we
he doesn't
raced
get.
right past your point,
Yeah,
didn't we?
honestly.
Sorry to cut you out of your
Sam
own
L. Jackson
sentence.
doesn't get kicked down the stairs. He kicks down the
Of
stairs
course.
because that's all he does.
That's what motherfuckers do. These motherfuckers just kick a motherfucker
Exactly.
down the stairs.
So
And quote and make biblical quotes.
yeah,
He's
exactly.
good at that.
Oh yeah.
He's a prophet. He is.
I think he
the
does
second-
anything for
Yeah.
profit.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
think there isn't a movie he's ever turned down.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's in everything.
he really
Yeah.
is.
Shark movies, Jurassic Park. I always forget he's in Jurassic Park. Every time I watch Jurassic Park, I'm
Snakes.
like, oh my god.
I don't know if I've seen Jurassic Park.
Really? It's
There's like 40 of the
classic,
old
man.
ones. So like, did they reboot it? Is
Well,
it
like
in
the
new one?
original one is like really good. Well, yeah, they did reboot it with
Oh yeah, with that Chris Pratt
Chris
dude.
Pratt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're
I
doing
haven't seen
now
it.
we're doing a review of a movie
Yeah.
I haven't seen.
All I'm saying
I used
is,
to do a movie show, and you just get to where you just don't go to that many movies.
yeah, no, that's fair. I don't go to a lot of movies, but I have a lot of movie channels on my TV. So sometimes I'll just be sitting there and I'll be like, oh, this looks interesting. I may as well watch it. I got nothing going on.
I have a feeling you sit on the couch with that look on your face a lot, debating about what could I get from 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
They do delivery.
What would go
now.
well with a dinosaur film?
I'm thinking a cherry Slurpee. Wow.
Or the what's it
You just got totally lost in your own head.
I watched that. He started thinking about the 7-Eleven, what they all got there. It's like they got some good stuff now.
Oh, their hot food's actually pretty good.
Hell yeah.
You ever
Like,
had their chimichangas?
yeah.
Or is it taquitos? One of the two.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
the same thing.
It'll put you in the bathroom. That's all that matters.
You know what? It's a tortilla with food jammed into it and deep fried.
That's
And,
been like.
you know, that isn't
So
a
a
meal.
health. It's a health food.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a healthy choice.
It's how you get abs like me.
Yeah. Ooh,
Right?
Jerry. Hell yeah.
Yes.
And it's how
And then you wrap them to protect them.
Exactly.
And a nice. And there's nothing healthier than a frozen tortilla. If you ask me, that's the healthiest way to consume them.
Frozen?
Yeah. So when you buy them and you cook them from frozen, that's the healthiest way to do it.
Definitely.
Because
Or you could cook.
no, why? Who's got time for that anymore?
Yeah.
It's all about the microwaves. I don't even fucking have a microwave. Right
You
now.
love to cook, but this guy is a single dude in his 20s, living paycheck to paycheck. This
Hell
dude
yeah.
doesn't cook a damn thing. Which I mean,
Where
he
do you
should.
work?
Where?
Yeah.
We work in the
We work
Chongos.
at the produce market.
Yeah,
And
I wasn't
work-
asking for me. I know where you work. I want to.
I be repping that kitchen, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
He makes the guacamole
We be
and stuff,
rocking
but
the
he
guac.
doesn't know how to
Hey,
do
you
it.
know what though? Yeah, I know you're following their recipe, but Chongo's has wicked guacamole.
Oh,
yeah,
man, yeah.
man.
Like whoever had the idea to put all that in there with that amount of quantity, yeah, man, they did it right.
You mean came up with the recipe?
Hell
Or those
yeah.
the
Yeah,
words?
Hell
you're
yeah.
tap
I guess that's the
dancing
proper
around?
way to say it. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be. You know, who
Jebb's
decided
the real adult here. I'm
how
still
much
learning.
how much to put in the thing?
Like I've barely started puberty yet, so
The
this
ingredients,
is gonna be a learning
the
experience for me.
recipe. Obviously, you were born in California, as you said.
Believe it or not, I was born in Compton.
Compton.
Nice. Straight out of Compton.
hell
Hell
Straight
yeah.
out of Compton. However, it was slightly more welcoming
For you.
for the opaque when I was born there.
Yeah.
Now, not so much.
Yeah, but
Although, you know what I think? I wonder if COVID should have kicked all of the racism out of everybody.
Yeah,
It should have just gotten down to like, all right, well, we don't give a shit. We just want everybody to survive.
Yeah, just stay alive at this
you
point.
would think that.
But then, same country that elected Donald Trump. So,
Yeah.
We don't know.
And Biden
Moving-
now. It's like, honestly, I don't.
and you know what Biden's like a gentle grandpa running the country.
Like a
that's-
gentle bomb dropping grandpa. Hell yeah.
Well, you know, here's the funny thing. Everybody talks about Obama was being such a kind, gentle, loving guy. He killed more people with drones than any other president.
Fuck yeah. Oh my God.
Like, I know it doesn't matter.
I saw something about that too. It's
Yeah,
like,
we're Americans. This is what we do.
Yeah. This drone strikes like shit.
We should get a drone so we can fly over and take pictures and then attach bombs to them.
What, Mr. President? What are the bombs for? Excavation
Yes.
of
Yeah,
hospitals and
This is
schools.
the first guy. He's like, hey guys, you know those drones that people use to like, you can take some cool aerial shots? Yeah. What if we put a
Hold the
bomb
phone.
on them? Like,
You thought that was great. Here comes the guns. Okay.
Well, really, like, why would you risk a human life when you could just throw a piece of equipment up there?
Yeah. Right. Exactly.
yeah, honestly.
See, and
Convenience
it
of
used to be better when the CIA did their job and they just secretly killed everyone.
Yeah.
And they just, a little bubble in the vein and the guy had a heart attack and everybody goes to the state funeral.
Yeah.
And now, they're getting like really direct about this shit. Not quite as
That's like-
bad as the Russians, but
What is that?
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, they kind
What's
of
that whistling noise?
Oh my God! Is that a GoPro? Nope. It's a bomb.
Well, there's one on it. There's a
Yeah,
GoPro
they got
on
the
it.
GoPro Hero 4 on there. Hell
We
yeah.
just need to make sure we're hitting the right place.
In 11 seconds, check the internet.
Yeah.
You're going to be on it briefly.
And then bits of you are going to be on it forever.
No, you know what? They always cut it out. And that's what I think people don't understand, like how vicious everything that's still going on.
Oh yeah.
Because they'll just go, they'll edit it and just go, well, we don't want to show you that because it's disturbing.
Yeah.
It's kind of, everybody was going for a while. I love the kind of the bizarre description when everybody was worried, the police are killing so many black people. Then, of course, let's call them racist. People are saying, no, actually, the police kill more white people than black people. And I would say, isn't it the point that they're killing people?
Yeah, like how would we just
It doesn't. Let's not.
we're not demeaned.
Let's not count them by color.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
But
let's
in
not-
America, here's the thing: in America, there are far more white people than there are people of color. So if you were a police officer and you stood in the middle of the street, turned in a circle and unloaded your gun, you're going to kill more white people because there's just more of them out there.
Yeah.
A lot of us
It's
out there.
mathematics.
Yeah, it's just how it works.
But
And not to demean the fact that black people are getting killed by the police.
No,
'cause
not
obviously
at
it's
all.
a huge
Oh, of
issue.
course.
No, my
But-
point is that they shouldn't be killing
Oh no, I know.
nearly as
I'm
many
just saying
people.
for people listening, because you already know there's somebody that's going to be listening to this and go,
Yeah.
"Oh, here we fucking go again." But like
the
it's
purple
bad in general.
I'll put it this bluntly: I have 11 grandkids. 7 of them are half black, so I am definitely
The opposite of
the
racist.
the opposite
Yeah,
of
like-
Yeah.
racist. But I love. They always seem to find some sort of angle that
Mm-hmm.
no, it's not really racism. Well, I'm starting to think it is.
Yeah, it's like you kind of keep repeating yourself. Like you can't keep apologizing and then going back and doing it again.
Well, yeah, and I think at one point in California, if you were an 18-year-old black male, you had a 1 in 4 chance of being shot by the police.
Yeah, because like,
Like that seems high. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if you know.
What is
I'm
it
not a
in
numbers
Canada?
guy,
In Canada,
but-
it's probably what 1 in 4 million.
yeah,
Probably.
maybe. Well, in Canada,
It is.
The odds
This
are
is
higher
why I
for
live
other
here.
people.
This is like massively
better.
better country. And when I was a little kid, America was still a great country. And then I don't know, just went totally
I
off
don't know
the
what
rails.
happened, but
Oh, it just flip flopped. Right after the CIA killed Kennedy, that not
yeah, honestly, they went berserk.
or paid the mob to do it.
Yeah,
However,
it doesn't
legitimately
matter,
Yeah, whichever
whatever
way they
happened.
fucking describe it.
But yeah, it's just like America has been on this wicked downhill slope, and even my kids are going, "Yeah, God, we're the best country."
I'm like, are you though? Like,
No, are you really? No.
let's sit down. Let me tell you about a country called Canada, okay?
Yeah, you know what? I was working a cruise ship when they were trying to push Obamacare through in the U.S., and all the Americans on the ship are going, how does this healthcare thing work? And I said, in Canada, it works great. I don't think that's what you're getting. But your taxes will go up. No, we actually we tend to tax people that are making $1 million a year too.
yeah, but
So
we'll tax them
there's a
all.
little something there.
It's a little bit equal.
It's like you're gonna get the really cheap knockoff version of our healthcare system is what you're gonna get with
Yeah,
Obamacare.
basically, which is what happened. And I've gotten I usually get in trouble when I do a show anywhere, but when I was working on the cruise ships, I actually and let's just say this was before I found sobriety 6 years ago,
Yeah.
and it was past. I was past due. I had 43-year good solid run at it. Like I think it was like, okay, this ain't gonna go
So
your
maybe
way.
we
by
can
the end.
retire
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's not in basic math's getting a little difficult. Maybe. But you could actually get off the cruise ship in any of the islands or in Mexico, and you could walk into a pharmacy and get whatever you wanted. So I'm on stage and I tell the audience, I said, hey, I've been to the port we're going to be on tomorrow. Here's what you do. You get off the ship and you go straight up the road 5 blocks. Then you go over to, there's a pharmacy that will sell you whatever you want, dirt cheap. You don't need a prescription. And then the ship had a little meeting with me and said, you just turned a bunch of old people on our ship into drug dealers. I was like, no, they're not drug. Well, technically they don't have prescriptions, so they'll be muling drugs back to America. But if
Which
you
is
can't
almost
afford
worse.
if you're in somewhere you can't afford your heart meds,
Yeah.
Fuck it.
and you can get heart meds down there without a prescription and way cheaper.
No, it's like,
But,
that's
like-
just common sense at that point. You're just
With-
being smart about it.
And like, speaking of heart meds, my dad had a heart attack. He's still kicking, which is great.
Yeah.
But now he's got to take him for the rest of his life, right? And with his and my mom's benefits, there's still like almost $100
Really?
to refill him. Yeah.
Here in Canada? Wow.
Well, like, because he's got to
What's
take.
he?
Like,
Oh,
one
he
of
must
these
be
and one
taking
of
a
these.
cocktail.
Yeah, taking a.
Because I take a Telenol, which is a heart med. Technically, the last thing they told me is I have an enlarged chamber in my heart.
Oh.
And may have been something I did in my past, but the guy said, "Well, when I say that to you, what do you think?" I said, "Well, all I hear is I got a really big heart."
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I'm
that's
just
what
a
you're saying.
lover.
You might as well look at it like that. But it's not like really dangerous. But if your dad obviously had a bad heart attack, so
Yeah.
he's taken lots.
I think he's like taking like 2 or 3 different kinds, and like when it adds up, one of them's like $25. The other one's 50 something. The other one's this.
Wow, with coverage.
I don't know. I don't read them. I'm just like, I just look and I see.
You ever have a meal with your mom and dad and chat? Does he have the rack?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got one of those.
Yeah, you got to get one of those.
Just call him.
Otherwise, you might double up.
Just call Daddy and see how he is.
No.
Call Daddy Downey.
He's not much. He's not much for conversation. Be like, why are you calling me?
Yeah.
Like, I just wanted to
That's
see how
love,
you're doing.
Right? You know, my mom and dad are both gone now, and my mom, after my dad passed away, my mom like never called me. If we spoke, I called her, and I wasn't as good at it, but I didn't call her for like 6 months just to see what would happen.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious because I call, I go, hey, you know, how you doing? She said, good. I said, you know, I haven't talked to you in a while, but I noticed you never called me. And she said, I don't ever feel like talking to you. And I go, you know, I can't chat much longer. I got to get online to my therapist. But suddenly a lot's becoming clear to me.
Well, now this is how I got into comedy for so long.
Well, but it is like if you show me a stand-up comedian that had this really nice, you know, cookies and cream upbringing and everything was perfect in his family, that guy's not fucking funny.
No. All comedy's born of tragedy.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like the more.
Well, that's the saying: is that comedy is tragedy in time.
Yeah, really.
And see, I don't believe in the time part. I think as fast as you can get the jokes out.
Yeah, honestly,
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I did a show I think the day after that my mom passed away, and the whole show was about my mom.
Yeah.
And she had a bit of a dementia and stuff going on, and my sister, we were talking, and I said, well, you know, I want to get down there. And she said, it's really kind of pointless. She doesn't really know who anybody is anymore. And she said she's so loaded up on Valium and painkillers. She doesn't really know what's going on. And she said, I look at her and, you know, I wonder what she's thinking. And I said, you know what she's thinking? She's thinking, this shit is great.
Yeah.
Jebb was right. Why did I fight this my whole life?
I gotta trust my son more.
My painkillers are off the fucking charts.
Yeah,
man.
don't know where I am, but I am happy. I am in a happy place.
I don't know what this feeling is, but it is awesome.
Well, yeah, she was on morphine and Valium.
Oh, yeah.
Which,
morphine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's calm me down, ain't it? You want to just lie here and think about nothing.
Okay, sounds great. Thanks.
But Jebb, you mentioned you were on TV for 25 years. What channel?
What did you
do?
Here's the gist of it. I worked at Calgary 7, 2 and 7, Global. Then I worked for A Channel. I worked the longest probably at A Channel. I've been on CBC, all the comedy specials and stuff, and I can't keep a job. That's my thing.
Yeah, you're just going. Boop, 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 boop,
I'm not. You know what? I'm not a good employee.
Good boss though.
Good boss. Well, I used to be a fun boss.
I like fun bosses.
But then you got sober.
But then I got sober, and I'm like, I don't know how Somebody said one time I had a different field producer coming on, and the guy that I worked with all the time, Grant, who was amazing to work with. The other guy said, well, how am I going to know if Jebb's mad? And he says, oh, don't worry, you don't need a hint.
Yeah,
You'll know.
It is obvious.
Yeah, and
man.
he said, here's the good thing about working with Jebb. Jebb would never ask you to do anything that he wouldn't do. The bad part is he will do anything. And one morning we had this guy that wasn't used to working with me, and we were going from the top of one building at the Glencoe Center to the other one, and they couldn't find the lock for the lift on the other side.
Oh, yeah.
So I said, well, how do you guys get over there? Oh, we put those two boards across. I go, well, let's go. My cameraman's going, what? I go, no, we'll just, and he goes, what are you shitting me? And I said, no, come on. And so I put the boards down with the guy and I walked across. I go, let's go.
Yeah, come on, let's
Get
go.
your ass over here.
Yeah, and he
man.
said,
Fuck.
I'd rather quit. I'm not going to go, what if I fall? I said, we'll try to go head first.
Yeah,
You don't want to.
You don't want too much damage. You want to hurt your leg.
No, like do it all. Like if you're gonna
fall and hurt yourself, just
bang
do
it off.
Yeah.
Just commit.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants a wheelchair for the rest of
And it's gonna be a great story.
Yeah, honestly.
That hey, remember that time you killed your cameraman? Nope.
No, my lawyer said I can't talk about this.
Hey, if he can't hold his balance,
Yeah, exactly. That's not even my fault at that point.
yeah.
Just be like, man, I'll even take the camera across. Now it's just you.
Actually,
crawl
I
if you
did
need
carry
to.
some of the equipment with me.
Yeah, you're like,
But
don't
you
worry, I'm gonna
ba-
make
you
you do it
balance.
all. No, exactly. Well,
Plus,
and
I
two
was,
boards.
I was working on a little bit of a fearless morning.
Yeah. We all know what that means.
So this.
I wasn't worried about anything.
So Jerry, this is our quick little. We're gonna plug our liquor, homies. Once again, we got the Burwood Distillery, the Honey Rum. As you see the H, when you see the H there, you have to emphasize it. That's just like law. So you see the Rum right there, the Honey Rum. Oh,
I do see. I see what you're. I see what you're laying down.
There you
as
go.
you guys remember from last time, we're sitting at 53.8%. So
Burwood, the world's finest haram.
the world's finest rum.
And you can find Burwood in Crossroad Market.
Yeah, it is. They are in there.
Coincidentally, where we all work.
And I quit drinking, and they start putting booze into the,
I know, right?
which is good that I don't drink it because I'd be over there at the tester bar. Well,
Or
I
you
would
just
have a
sampling all
pasta
day.
business. Oh yeah.
My question is, you said you do barbecue sauce and all that stuff. Do you ever do it with a little rum in there or a little bit of
No.
something else to taste it? Or
No, I got to be honest. No booze in the house, no booze in the kitchen.
but
It's a bad thing for
Just a
me.
lot
before
of
you went
tomato
sober,
sauce.
did you ever do that with just specifically the barbecue sauce or anything?
No, I had a tendency to not waste alcohol by pouring it into a food item.
All right, that's fair. That's fair. Well,
Like, I mean, I'd use wine and sauces and stuff, but
no hard liquor.
no, you didn't pop with your alcohol. But
Who's doing that? Who does that? Who
Amateur.
makes his drinks?
Here's my lesson for you because you seem like good guys. I mean, I don't know you very well, but you seem like
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Jebb.
So when you mix, here's the deal. Like how many drinks would you have in a night?
Well, it depends what night we're looking at. But if it's just an average night, I'd say like anywhere from 5 to 8 doubles.
5 to 8 double. Okay, here's the deal. If you drank 5 to 8 Coca-Colas in a night, you would wake up feeling like shit.
Yeah. No, I guess that's fair.
Nah? Nobody ever blames
never-
everything on the mix.
No, oh man, the sugar is so
I
fucking
know,
bad.
like,
I used to drink a shit ton. Sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
Let's hold hands.
That might be your last haram.
Maybe.
Wrong kind of operation we're running here.
I
buddy.
think
That's right.
Jerry needs some haram. But yeah, maybe it is my last time because I have no idea what I was about to say. I have no idea.
Something about
No. He'll get
Okay.
it. Just stare at him till he figures it out. No pressure.
Something about I think Jerry. I know Jerry's.
nothing jogs the memory like prolonged eye contact.
Oh, I love prolonged eye contact. If you keep looking at me like that, I'm gonna act up and do something I'm gonna regret. Is that what you want? I'll do it on live camera. I don't care. Like I
just
said,
want-
the Pornhub is coming, guys. Just gotta be patient.
There's a reason in like fights, professional fights, they divide them up by weight class.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't a matchup for you.
No.
Not a matchup you're gonna win.
No.
You're not bringing enough meat to the table, my friend.
No, Jerry would just slam it, and I would I would just have to bite the bullet and take it. That's all I could really do at that.
So
point.
the point of the whole thing is you would be better off drinking the rum on rocks. And I actually my daughter at one point bought me granite ice cubes, and they're basically rocks that
Yeah.
you kept in the freezer. and then you put them into the
Nice.
glass, and then you pour your scotch over it, and then you don't have that pesky water creeping into your expensive scotch.
Listen here, H2O. Get the fuck out of
out
my
of
way,
here.
man.
There's no space for you.
I spent good money on this. I don't have time for you to dilute it with your bullshit.
Ta-da.
That's how I feel about conversation with stupid people.
Sometimes it's fun.
Oh, it's fun, but
I'm like now. But but sometimes it's fun just to see where they'll go. Right?
Oh, definitely.
I got off a cruise ship in San Diego, and I decided, okay, I pay too much for my cell phone in Canada. I'll buy an American cell phone.
Yeah.
So I stop at this little kiosk, and they got...
for God's sake, they spoil us.
it's a charcuterie tray. That's hilarious. So I find out the plan. I went, everything's going good. And this girl, very lovely young lady from California, talking to me. And I said, I should ask, like, if I live in Canada, can I still own an American cell phone?
Yeah.
And she said, well, as long as Canada's still part of the U.S. And I said, well, it's it never has been part of the U.S., believe it or not. And she said, yeah, it is. It's the great big state on the top of the map. And I mean, under the heading of too dumb to fuck, she just, God forbid you have a half-wit child with this poor girl. And she wouldn't believe me. She said, no, it's a state, isn't it? And I said, well, I got some shitty news for you about Mexico and New Mexico. Because you're okay with North and South Dakota, both states, both American states. Chihuahua, state in Mexico. It is not a state in America.
Yeah, nope.
Got news for you, honey. Oh my God. No, Alaska's a state. Canada is not.
Yeah, although not connected. I lived in Alaska for, I don't, I'll tell you how brutal it was to live there. I do not recall how many years I lived there.
Is that because, no offense to you, because you're still hitting the bottle, or because it just sucked?
First marriage.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So yeah,
Because I've heard.
And there was the great saying up there was, "There's no hope on the slope without dope."
Oh,
So,
okay.
And it was the first state to decriminalize marijuana.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Nice. I didn't even hear about that.
They were Colorado before Colorado was Colorado.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, and the bars in Alaska at that time closed at 4 a.m. and reopened at 5 a.m.
Nice.
But
they need
hold on, it gets better.
Oh,
It gets better than that? Are you kidding?
You could order 5 drinks to sit there for the hour and wait for them to reopen. They didn't have to clear until 5. And then they're open again.
God.
So you're good to go. Oh, it was not about staying sober up there. Not at all.
Clearly not. I mean, like I said, I don't really know too much about Alaska and everything, but yeah, I just imagine it as white, just snow everywhere. It doesn't matter what the hell time of year it is.
Well, I've heard it.
The public there was pretty white
I was
too.
going to say the people probably don't get a whole lot of sun, and they're probably just very
opaque.
Yeah, just like God, like our napkins that were just served to us on this charcuterie board that came out of nowhere. So God bless the producers for hooking that up for us. But like, yeah, like what else is there to do in Alaska except just get fucked up?
Pretty much.
Like,
they got a lot of oceans, so you can fish.
Yeah, when it's not rock solid.
if you can get in there,
you can.
go for it.
Yeah, you can. Obviously there's a lot of fishing going on up there.
A lot of hunting, too.
And actually, when I first went up there, at the time I had a concealed weapons permit, just in case. But I had a store that I was running, and I had to drop the money off at the bank, so it was really easy to. Plus, it's America, really easy, and it's an open carry state. So it's Alaska.
Yep.
So a guy calls me, he goes, "Hey, we're gonna go salmon fishing." I said, "Oh, that's great." And he said, "You got a gun?" I said, "Oh yeah." He said, "Bring it along." And at the time, I had like a 9mm.
Yeah.
And I get there, and he goes, "Let me see your gun." And I show him. He goes, "What are you going to do with that?" And I said, "Well, I heard that there were bears. You told me to bring a gun because of the bears." And he goes, Yeah, well, that's just going to piss him off. And he brings out this 40 caliber hand cannon.
Jesus.
Fuck.
Yeah, and it put a hole in something like that. And he said, honest to God, you'll empty it and the bear will get you. You won't stop a bear.
Oh, yeah,
with
they
that
got
thing.
a face of steel.
Well, and they're Kodiaks, so they're ginormous.
Yeah, they're just god
huge,
sized.
man.
They're not the little baby chew on your ankle bears.
Kodiaks are not to be fucked with, man.
I didn't even know.
Kodiaks and polar bears, do not fuck.
Yeah, polar bears.
With.
If you ever want to see something really hilarious, look up Ricky Gervais' story about the polar bears. Bears and the seals.
Fucking.
I do love Ricky Gervais. He is hilarious.
And he just laid it down.
He's two things. He's really hilarious, and he does not give a shit.
Yeah, and that's my
That's
favorite
what I
thing.
like
I
about
love
him.
that, yeah.
And he apparently hates people.
Oh, yeah.
I was actually
loves dogs.
I was looking on Netflix, and he released a new comedy special. Or no, it's an old one. Whatever. Comedy special. Ricky Gervais. Okay, I don't got the time.
Just keep going. It's coming off the rails, buddy.
And it was called Human or something like that. And then they played the little clip, and he's like, I don't know why I called my show this, because I really don't like humans at all.
No, he doesn't.
And man, his Twitter is some of the funniest shit you'll ever see,
yeah.
man. He gives no fucks, takes no shit. That's just what he does. He says it, and he says,
He doesn't care. And you know what? He's funny enough. He could do pretty much whatever he wants. He's got a great career.
oh yeah,
You know,
definitely, man.
I can't remember. He hosted a...
Golden Globes.
Was that what it was? Because he was the greatest host on that. He would just get up there and just be like, yeah, you got like pretty much just tell the actors that they're a bunch of idiots. And I remember one of them, he told them to not come up there and start plugging their God and doing all this shit because all you're getting is like you don't even really believe in this shit. You're just plugging this and you're sitting in your mansions and not doing a fucking thing about it. So just come up here, take your shitty award, and go home.
Yeah,
And I was like,
he tells it how it is, man. He tells
that's
it how
what
it
I'm
is.
talking about. And Tom, if you the camera pans to, like Tom Hanks in the crowd.
Tom Hanks hates.
And yeah, he was so angry. You could just see it. He was just pissed. He was like,
See, and I actually thought the good thing that might come out of COVID would destroy Hollywood.
yeah, I was
Like-
hoping to do at least some damage to these people.
Who deserves $40 million to make a frickin' film?
Honestly. And I mean, like, I understand that, sure, like, acting and everything, you know, it's a bit sometimes tough doing 8 hours a day trying to be someone you're not.
It
But
depends on what you're doing.
40 milli worth?
Seriously?
Like-
Sociopaths do it all day long. Man.
That's true. That's true. So the real question
We're
is...
acting right now.
And all they're doing, you know what they're, and this is Ricky Gervais said, you know, your real skill is memorizing someone else's thoughts.
Yeah, really.
Not coming up with it, not, you know.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
And
honestly.
like, obviously, you know, well, anybody can do acting, but not anybody can act well. You know what I mean? Like, you ever see a movie with a WWE star, and then they start talking?
No,
and
as a matter of fact, I have not.
That just...
Would that shock you? Like, what were you expecting?
Like Jebb is to have
Well, this-
posters of like John Cena in a movie in his room. like,
oh, John Cena in movies is like, holy fuck, man! It's like,
Well, although, as from a comedy base, who is The Rock can be pretty funny.
oh, The Rock's good. I like The Rock, but
well,
like,
no,
But, you know, let's be honest, he was a pretty shit athlete. You know, when you get right down,
who
he
gets
was,
cut from the CFL?
I know. It's like, I'm sorry, you got all the qualifications, you're large, but none of the skill. We need a little bit of skill. Like, even in the,
just a little too eggheaded.
and you have to be able to run 10 yards further than you're used to. Like,
Yeah, and I like the CFL. I don't watch the NFL. I'll support an NFL team. I'll watch the Super Bowl. I like doing that because it's fun. But like,
I don't watch
I don't like the NFL.
any of those.
It's boring as shit.
Well,
and the Olympics are on, which are just hilarious.
I watched the Olympics.
Let's
last
see how
night,
many
actually.
athletes we can, infect. At least we'll put them all in a village and make them eat and play together.
And we'll let all the testosterone and whatever the female one is, build up, and they'll just.
And whatever.
I don't remember.
You must
all
be
educated here.
estrogen. That's what it
Estrogen. I was
is.
gonna. You must be a very caring lover. Whatever the female part is.
Whatever you fucking got
Whatever-
going on.
By the way, vagina is the female part.
I was watching the Olympics last night, though.
You know what's I think it was Holland. Their ladies volleyball team got penalized.
Norway, yeah.
No, was it Norway? Penalized for wearing their bottoms were actually shorts instead of the T-bar things that they normally make them wear. And as far as we go with the Me Too and all of that shit, that breaks it down to we have not moved an inch.
Yeah.
Well, and like,
Because that girl's pants are way too big.
and like at first, when I first read that, I was like, well, fair. And then I was like thinking of bikini bottoms. I'm like, I'm not thinking of like G-strings or anything. I'm thinking of basic.
Yeah, but they're
stuff. I'm
almost
like,
T-bars.
that's not too bad. And then I watched the beach volleyball at the Olympics last night, and I was like, what the fuck?
Well,
There's
then-
barely anything between this lady's ass and
Well,
my eyes.
On
kids
the
watch
here's the weird part for the pro leagues for the female volleyball, their outfits can't be any bigger than X, whatever and it's like they're wearing almost nothing, and they do it for advertising and for to get viewership.
And then like the men's teams can
For
wear
men
whatever
that
the
can't
fuck they
afford
want.
Hamster or Pornhub, they're just.
My God.
I'm a sports fan. That's what I am.
Yeah, as we were watching, it's like, yeah, we love sports.
We're out of Kleenex.
The only sport I watch is the Olympics,
Yeah, that's right.
but only the summer.
Only
Olympics.
the Summer Olympics. I don't want to see a bunch of snowsuits. Actually, no. The Winter Olympics with the bobsledding, I actually don't even know if it's still a real thing, or the ones with the luge, I think it is, where they just go so fucking fast down like these ice fucking tunnels, and it's like,
Do you know what
That
skeleton luge is?
no,
Yeah,
that
the
sounds
skeleton.
fun.
Here's
That sounds
where you
hot.
run into
Skeleton
trouble
luge is the trouble one. Yeah.
because you're going head first.
Oh wait, no, I think that's the one. I think I had my buddy.
I don't
who
think
did
they
that
do
So the
that
shit.
in the Olympics anymore.
Now the
do they?
luge is okay because you run into the wall, you break both your ankles, you hobble around, you get whatever.
Yeah.
And but with your head, yeah, you only got one.
Yeah.
I don't know who the guy was like, hey guys, you know how like we could lay down on a board and so feet first we like bomb down a hill, and everyone's like, yeah. Hear me out. What if we just do little flipsy flu, little turn it up, and your head's going first, and it's like, well, won't that like kill us? And it's like, yeah, it will. Yeah, it
Or
will.
like
What could possibly be better? Two-man luge.
Get another guy on behind me. Have him
And,
laid
like-
down on my thighs.
Well,
Especially
yeah,
on
and
ice,
seriously, in that outfit, if you enjoyed the ride, it's going to be obvious at the finish line.
Oh man, especially that rush
You're
of
not hiding
adrenaline.
nothing in that.
No,
thing.
man.
spandex.
I know. It's like it appears that his outfit is torn in the front. What?
Somebody is camping below his waistline.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I see some fire. Smells like marshmallows.
And you would have to start as a one-man luge.
Yeah.
And then elevate
And
to the
it's-
two. I don't even know what does the guy on top do. I don't think he steers. I think the guy
I
at the
think he
bottom.
just propels you.
I think it's just emotional support. I think he's just there, like talking. They got Mike.
so he's like
doing his ear.
a chihuahua.
Yeah,
with,
he's
with
like,
a little coat on that says "support dog."
Yeah, exactly. This guy's
Hey,
team
how
and
you doing? You're
This-
doing great, bud. You're doing great.
This dog's the only thing that keeps me from going up on a tower with a scope and a rifle.
Just stuck there though. He's kind of like just massaging him. He's like, "Hey man, you got this. It's okay. Just take it easy." That's all. I feel like that's all the back guy does. Is just do a lot of emotional and physical support.
And like the Olympics are cool, but the only Olympic sport that I will go out of my way to watch is hockey. That's it. I just like watching the Olympic hockey,
Has
but
there
only
been
Team
fights?
Canada games.
You ever seen any fights in the Olympic hockey?
Not
I
that
don't
I
think I
can
have.
remember.
I could have swore you were going to say Paris figure skating.
If it's on, I'll watch it.
See, I had a theory about the Olympics that the problem is they're always trying to catch guys using drugs.
Yeah.
And I think as opposed to doing that, which is a waste of time because they always figure out a way around it, was to go for the all-drug Olympics. And just basically say, whatever country has the best chemist,
Yeah.
Let's
He's
see how
gonna
far
win.
we can go, man.
yeah, let's see, like bring out that gargantuan guy, me fast, and just put him in there. But no, they're always trying to find these guys. But the best was Ross Bagliati.
I feel like I'm too young to know
I
who this
am.
is.
You know who he is? He's the only guy that's ever been. He had his medals taken away and then given back because after winning gold medal in snowboarding, and this will shock you because he's from BC, he had marijuana in his system. Snowboarder from BC.
What? No way.
I'm serious. You can look it up. Google it on your phone there. But like, who would go? Okay, I'm in the Olympics, so the finals is tomorrow. We should roll up a fat one. Like no other athlete is. But how would you feel? Let's say you're the silver medalist, and you find out the guy that beat you was stoned to the bejeebies.
Yeah, it was just
You gotta think
cheats out of his dome.
I was shit before I found that out. Now I just realized exactly how bad at this I am.
And didn't they just disqualify some chick in the Olympics because she was like a THC in your system?
Yeah.
And it's like, honestly, at that point, like,
Well, and here's
you're not supposed to have that shit in your system. Doesn't matter if it's illegal or doesn't do anything. Just don't do it. Just
We'll lay it
wait till
down
after.
here.
Just quickly wait. Or get someone else's piss.
we'll lay it down here. So, obviously, it's been a rule in the Olympics for a long time. Nothing has changed but until it's legalized everywhere. It's not gonna change. But this lady knew
Okay,
it was
here's-
against the rules and did it. And then she got disqualified, and a lot of people are trying to, fuck the Olympics. What the hell?
Well,
This
quite
is
Oh, yeah, it
honest,
seems
messed up.
racist and stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm not
With all the love of my heart, fuck off.
racist.
You know,
That's what I
like,
said too. I'm like, that's
really?
retarded, man. That's so dumb.
Well, why would I, I don't get it.
And
this
she
is-
even said, I knew it was against the rules, so it's my fault.
But yeah, the
That's
internet
right,
just
it is
so
your
she
fault.
jumped up.
Batshit
Yeah,
crazy.
so what? If I took credit for everything that was my fault, fuck.
He wouldn't be sitting here
the
right
point
now.
is, okay, so I did a lot of different things in my lifetime. Pot was never one of my big things. Like, I do a piece of my act now that, they always say, oh, it's a gateway drug. And I smoked like one joint, and then I went, that was all right. What else you got? And just went hog wild.
That was it.
Yeah,
That's
and
all I
now,
needed.
because of everything that I've done to my body's a mess, and the best thing I've found for it is CBD.
Yeah.
Yeah, little gummy bears, really keeps me from shaking. It keeps me, gets rid of a migraine in a heartbeat. And
I've heard a lot about that stuff too.
You've heard rumors?
I've heard the
There's
rumors.
the occasional thing here and there, just from the grapevine.
But we still have people in prison in this country for growing pot, and now the government's selling it to us.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
how is
how
that?
backwards is that? Like,
Yeah.
maybe
Not
that
to mention,
exonerated.
the guys in prison are probably the guys that grew the best pot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
So
what
why
the hell?
not?
Get them out and get them working for you?
Hire the experts.
Exactly.
Like
That's
I'm
all
pretty
we're
sure the
saying.
CIA does that shit, or the FBI. One of those fucking, they're all the same. For hackers, like dudes who hack and like crack into government systems, like are anonymous. When
They hire them.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're like, yo, bro. We're gonna offer you a deal. Instead of going to prison and having your asshole turn into the size of a sewer gate, what if? Because I'm in America. That's what
Let's say, stick with me on this.
yeah, just ready? Work with us.
Who's going to say no to that?
Yeah, I know. I mean, of course, the guys are like, "Oh, fuck the police! All this, do this," and it's like, shut up. Just,
I'm going to do my time.
yeah, I'm gonna do this, dude. It's like respect for the crib or the hood, and it's like, not really. Just don't snake on anyone, and you're okay. Just be like, yeah, that was me. I was selling Kush.
But here's the hilarious part: is that at one point in time, who knows now, the CIA was the largest supplier of cocaine
oh yeah,
to North
Mhm.
America.
like the war on drugs,
Yep.
they started it. Like
Yeah.
all that fucking.
And then they would sell it and take the money to provide
Like-
arms to people they weren't supposed to be selling
like,
guns to.
how noble of them to do that.
That's how they keep their jobs.
Because, like, if you really think about it, with the fact that the U.S. spends upwards of $1 million. Now, I saw this stat in 2011, so it's got to go up now. But in 2011, I saw a stat that said that I remix those words there. Was the U.S. government was spending upwards of $1 million every 6 seconds on the army, and it's like they absolutely are. So you can only imagine how much that's gone up. It's like you think they would be able to combat this war on drugs, and like you think it'd be done by now since whenever I don't even remember when the fuck it started. I don't even know which president. Was it Nixon who was that shit? No? I don't know a fucking thing about American politics.
I do. They suck.
Well, I mean, we have a real live American here to tell us that.
All politicians say anybody that wants to be in power is an a-hole.
Yeah.
Like if none of them ever really want to do it for the good of the people. You know, it was Reagan, by the way, that started the war on drugs.
Oh man, that was close.
I don't know if he was aware that he had, but
But he did it.
But he did it. He was the one. He started it all.
but see, every good leader needs an enemy, or people won't stand behind him. If everything was rosy, you don't need a leader.
Oh yeah, exactly. No. Like
Everybody just does what they want.
Like, there's
That's
never
how it
gonna
is.
be world peace. I remember that was a post that said when that Pokemon game came out, Pokemon Go, that was the closest we've had to world peace. And I was like, didn't like 7 or 8 kids get like smoked by cars during that little period? So like, was it the most close to world peace? And now they thought about it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
It
but
was.
7 or in the grand scale of numbers, 7 or 8.
I mean, I guess
Although
it
it's
wasn't too bad.
sad,
That's not bad.
really low. No,
But is it? I mean, like, I don't know.
that's like a low ball school shooting in America now.
Yeah, no, really, that's actually not
Which
too bad.
happened like every other day.
Yeah, and, oh yes.
Not since COVID, because nobody's allowed to go to school.
Exactly. Can't shoot me through a computer.
No, they'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know. These
They'll
kids
figure out a way to electrocute you through your computer.
just have some kind of shit. But
What's amazing though is, and this was my favorite argument. Somebody was saying that there would be less shootings in schools in America if the kids or if the teachers were armed. And I swear to God, if my teachers had guns, I would not be here today.
yo, say yeah.
I can actually tell you the name of like Mr. Weaver, my science teacher, and I know he would have shot me because he punched me one day.
Oh, right in the kisser? Right in the kisser?
Oh yeah, tuned me right up, and then they right down to the office with him, and they got. I mean, Jesus, the school board heads were at the school, and they had a lawyer there for the school board, and they said, "Well, just sit and wait. Your dad's on his way." And I said, "You fucking call my dad?" I'm like, "You can't call my dad. You got to let me get out of here."
Yeah.
And my dad walked in, and they start talking. He goes, "You guys shut up. The fuck did you say?" And I told him, he goes, "Get in the car." And I looked at these guys. I went, "Don't make me leave with him." I swear to you, he will. And he like booted my ass on the steps of the school. And you know what? Because that's what parents did then.
Yep.
You know,
Now
did I ever lip off to that same teacher? Yes, of course I did.
I just learned not to tell my dad about it.
Yeah, but if they
Call my mom instead, please.
Yeah, no. Yeah, my mom was very religious.
So she brought out the belt and the ruler and stuff.
No, the worst mistake I ever made, I laughed at my mom once when she spanked me, and I had to sit in my room and wait for my dad.
Oh no.
And my dad just walked in and he goes, "You brought this on yourself, man.
Yeah, I have a.
Get your shit together. When she spanks, you cry."
Just like play the part.
He didn't want to smack me,
Yeah.
but it was like, now, unfortunately, you're between me and the woman that sleeps with me.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting an ass kicking.
I had an uncle who did that once. He did something, and his mom got mad at him and just fucking whacked him on the ass. And he said, "Well, that didn't hurt, Mom." Oh boy, when Dad got home on the back steps with the belt out, right in the ass. Bet that hurt.
I shouldn't have tried to eat that.
The cheese thing? They're pretty good. I like them.
They're good. Difficult to speak.
Oh yeah, that's why I was kind of just like leaning back, like, oh fuck. Like, watch this Evicted podcast. Watch me chew with my horse teeth. You're gonna like this one.
Did your mom make these?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell her smaller balls of cheese in the middle. Holy crap. They're delicious. Don't get me wrong. I don't want your mom to get mad at me. And I don't want your dad to kick my ass. But that's a lot of cheese in one crank.
All right. I'll call her.
And
It is, isn't it? Like, that's a lot.
it is. When he gave us the little cheese things last episode, and he was telling us this is like cheese. It's like cheese bun, but my
Small.
cheese bun is massive. Got tons of cheese.
Is it a French dish?
No, it's a Brazilian dish.
A Brazilian dish.
Brazilian
You're
dish.
Brazilian?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Wow, look at you go.
What? Too good for French or what?
Yeah. Yes.
But let's think.
I
About it.
actually, this is such an American thing. I like Quebec. I like going to Quebec. I love doing the Montreal Festival, like all of that. I have never wanted to go to France. I
feel so polar opposite. I would love to go to France, but Quebec could fuck off. Like, I just don't care for Quebec. I mean, I want to go to that comedy festival because
they speak highly of you.
Oh, they love a guy who can't speak French. Like, especially in grade 7, I failed the French test. And it was a 4-page French test. Did I tell the story yet? Fuck, who knows? Who knows? And like, so me and my buddy Trevor, we were in fucking French, and our teacher wasn't there. We had a substitute, and she's a little bit of an airhead and didn't notice anything we did. So we just cracked her.
Was it the Prime Minister?
It might as well have been.
He was a substitute teacher. Could have been.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, wait.
He's who taught me to fall downstairs.
Yes. That's
Hell
right.
yeah.
Dramatically.
Man, and it was a flawless performance. But so we're in French, and we have our books cracked right wide open. We're just looking at these French phrases and just like studying them to write them down to a T. And then I get my test back. The teacher's handed, that one when they hand it back is flipped over. And it's like, see me after class. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And I was like, oh, fuck me. That can't be good. I study on it. I cheat on a test, and I still fail. I flip it over, and I look, and it says like 31 or something. And I was like, oh, man, Mom's going to really kick my ass with this one. So I just popped out the staple, folded it up, and like Trevor, bone scraped the teeth, and I ate the test. And the rest of that class, I just ate it down. Then we had gym after. We're doing like running, and I was eating
garbage cans in your school.
No, not at that point.
It's not a.
I was in.
You're not a spy trying to hide the.
I was just so
plans from the enemy
that I was dumb enough to cheat on a test. And like viciously, it wasn't even like subtle. We weren't even being subtle about it. We're just like,
to be fair, French is hard.
Trevor, like out loud, we're like, Trevor, like it's le, not la for this one. And yeah, again, 31, and we're like, so I just ate it. And when I started, everyone's laughing. They're like, oh wow, look at you, the test. And I'm like, well, now I've got the societal pressure, and now I gotta fucking finish it. I gotta commit to what I started to. And then so yeah, and then sure enough, it was weird because I shit out a Spanish test. Which that didn't make any sense to me. Because I'm like, we don't even do that in this country a little bit. Well, no, in high school.
Were you in the right class? Ever?
I don't know. I probably wasn't.
This guy was so off his rocker every time he showed up.
And like 12 years old, I didn't know what I was doing. I was off the Flintstone vitamins.
12 years old, you were eating the test.
I was just in class crushing up the orange Barneys, just bucking it like, it was like my day job. And it was that's how we got through the junior high days. The Flintstone,
junior high, it's crazy, man.
Flintstone gummies. the Flintstone vitamins. You can't crush gummies. I tried.
No, you can't. Although if you leave them out, they get a little rock solid.
They do.
Yeah.
However, it does not affect the effect.
And amen to that.
It's still.
Oh, I know that for a fact, dude. I ate some old edibles one time.
I love the government's. They're big. I don't know if you heard the ad about the. Be careful with the edibles.
Oh yeah.
They said,
yeah,
the full effect of the edibles may not happen for 20 minutes to 2 hours. And I'm thinking, well, who doesn't like a fucking surprise? like you don't know when it's going to happen. I want to be picking
my kid up from daycare, and I wanted to just fucking smack me.
Hey, Billy, guess who's driving? I'm going to sit over here and eat some more gummy bears.
No, you can't have any. Sorry. You
can
have some of the next.
I had this probably. I doubt that this happened in your generation. But did you drink with your dads when you were young?
My parents fed me bottle caps of like beer and like whatever else they were drinking.
I feel like I had some wine at some point when I was younger. I don't remember anything past the age of like 14.
See, I was like my dad's drinking buddy. Like the first time I got pulled over for and follow the wording, suspicion of impaired driving. I was never charged. And I was 13 years old, and my dad and I had been fishing, so we'd been drinking.
Yeah.
Yep.
And my dad convinced me that I should drive him home because I didn't have a license, so I had nothing to lose. So I'm driving my dad home. This is in California, and we pulled over, and I just remember the cop being really mad, and me and my dad hooked up in the back of the cop car, and I just kept saying to my dad, "Mom's gonna kill you."
Yeah.
And it was just, and the cop was like, "I don't even know what the fuck to do with you two."
The cop's just like, fuck. He's just
Then what do you like? It was just so bizarre for him to,
That's something you would get away with in like Nebraska or Oklahoma or something.
There's like no cops in those states.
That's because 2 people live there.
Yeah. Nebraska's a pretty weird. My dad was born in Nebraska.
Nebraskers.
The old Nebraska?
And Mom was born in Texas.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised I'm this close to normal. I know that's a shoot.
Well, those Texas ladies, you got to watch out, man.
What are the Texas ladies like, Jared? You've been there, right? You have an uncle from there.
I do.
Where's he at?
Fort Worth. Dallas, Fort Worth.
You been to Austin? You got to go to Austin.
I feel like I've driven through Austin.
No, you got to go. Let me tell you why Austin's a great city.
Because it's named after a white guy.
Well, that's why it says that on the song. But welcome to Austin, proudly named after a white guy. And it's not, there are not a lot of, there's a lot of Hispanic there, but there are not a lot of black people that live there because, well, they're smart enough not to go there. But it's like Austin is this weird oasis of reasonable human beings. They got a big university there. And they actually, there's an interesting odd fact. At one point in time in Texas, they had to declare a drug illegal. So they had to find the chemical compound of whatever people were taking and declare it illegal. So for a short stretch, ecstasy was not illegal.
Yeah.
And they actually sold it at the front door of the comedy clubs.
Oh.
And you would go, my favorite line, you'd go into the club and everybody was just looped. And I would say, I love performing in Texas because you'll laugh at anything as long as I get you out of here fast enough so you can go out to the parking lot and fuck in the car.
Yeah.
And that is really, everybody, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly
man.
what we were thinking. We were going to do that. But they have downtown, they have 6th Street, which is kind of the main drag. And they actually block off both ends of 6th Street. No cars are allowed because they got tired of college kids getting run over. So they just, and it's bar, like just one after another. And I was doing a show down there, and we'd go to 6th Street after, and they had turned a strip joint into a comedy club, but not changed the stage.
Yeah.
That'd be silly. Still had poles up. So we, had maybe had a little ecstasy and a little few cocktails, and we're at the place, and there's these 3 big guys at the end, and they're like heckling me. And I told the club, I go, I don't want to go on. I shouldn't be on stage anymore. And they go, no, come on, do a show for us. Okay. So these guys are beaking off at me, and I just walk down, big smile on my face, and I go dink, 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 and kick their drinks in their faces. And they're like trying to get to me, crawling on the stage, and all the comics that are there come running out of the back to grab these guys. And they said all you were doing was backing up, going, "Hey, why are you so mad?" It's just still really happy. I'm sure they would have killed me if they could have, but it's like the best. I saw best music city ever. I saw this was my favorite night. I saw the B-52s for $2.52, and they had $2.50 B-52s. So it was $2.50 Tuesday.
No, that's fantastic.
That's a good promotion.
That's a deal right there.
Stevie Ray Vaughan played the same club. It was called Esther's Follies. It was like just this great big music hall kind of club.
Yeah.
Yeah. So great stuff.
Have oh shit, what was I gonna say? Yeah. So like would you have like when you were in Austin or anywhere really, do you have like something that happened during a comedy show where you were opening for someone or you're doing your own show that was like almost like a little fucked up, like kind of like a wild something that's happened that doesn't usually happen. Like someone like sometimes there's like
Of course it did. He's in comedy.
well,
It
of
happens
course,
every
no
night,
shit.
right?
Thanks, Jerry Bear, you handsome son of a bitch. But like, you know, like just something that really stuck out in your comedy career, something that was just you really just like whoa, like that's this thing that really.
Like ultra weird, or
Yeah, like really weird. Like for example, we'll do it that. Yeah, we'll go with that one. Hell yeah.
I hit a guy in the face with a mic stand once.
Nice.
He was, in my defense, pretty big, and he was pretty mad. And the bouncers were trying, but they weren't going to get to him. And I thought, I'm not getting my ass kicked. And I don't know why he even. And plus, you're on a stage that's like 4 feet high there, and the guy's coming up, and I put the mic back in the stand, and I really tightened it up. As soon as he got close enough, I went whack right under the chin.
Woohoo!
And it's just big guy just goes drifting back. And I actually knew a guy. I worked with a guy there that he hit a heckler in Texas in the face with a guitar, and just shredded his face because the guitar's like.
I've seen that video.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
you know. Have you noticed the really funny part?
They were like, everybody's booing him, and he's like, "What I do?"
Yeah, what
he
did I
came at
protect-
me, man.
Yeah, he's a
I'm
really
protecting
nice
myself.
guy too. It was just, and then but he's still holding on to the neck of the guitar, and he actually takes the pick and tries to put it back in the strings. And it was just like there's just a shatters of, and it's like really thin plywood almost.
Yeah.
And apparently it just shredded the guy's face. But and he
Because he was one of those musical comedians, right?
Yeah.
He plays a song, does a joke, and then
Yeah,
the guy
he's a
tried
really
to come
good
at him,
guy.
and he just fucking whacked
like
him.
there's no way. Oh yeah, he just baseballed him.
There's like I think like
You should see the video. It's hilarious.
well fuck.
Yeah, it's still out there. There's another guy that you should look up. It's he was a ventriloquist, sort of, but he was. Let's say he had some chemical issues,
Okay.
and he could never. His mouth moved all the time, like he was never not moving his mouth.
Yeah.
But just when the puppet talked, the puppet's mouth would move, and he'd still be talking.
He's still talking.
But it was Otto and George, and he was a X-rated puppet act, and I don't mean a little bit X-rated. I mean,
Oh, like just full blown.
well, yeah, where
Balls
even the
full.
comics in the room were going, "Ooh, wow,
Whoa, man, that's a little too
That's-
far.
that I don't know why you said that."
Their cameras in.
just
Their cameras in here. We,
No
we
mercy.
need to find them.
Yeah, and most comics, we don't. What we find funny is really out of bounds for most people.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
people get mad.
Yeah,
But fuck it. I love shock humor. That's my favorite thing to use. It's because like I love when
if
they
it's
get-
really well done, it's great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but like
exactly.
if you mess it up, then people will look at you like you're an asshole, and you can't really get mad at them.
Well, even
because,
if you
like,
kill it, people will still look at you like an asshole.
well, that's the way she goes. It's gotta get used
Yes,
to
they
that.
do.
Who cares?
See,
though?
my favorite is when an audience, you say something so offensive, but it's so funny they can't help themselves from laughing.
yeah.
But they laugh a little bit and then they go, oh. And they try to
Yeah,
stop.
they're trying to stifle it. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm not laughing at
I
that."
can't laugh. That's really wrong to laugh.
I've seen a couple specials where that happened, and then the comics like, "Well, don't stop laughing now."
Too far?
I heard you. Or it's like the one Bill Burr. I really like Bill Burr.
Yeah, he's fun.
And the one thing he said, he was doing he made a joke about the Catholic Church or whatever, and he was doing an interview, and the reporter's like, "Don't you think you went a little too far with the Catholic Church jokes?" And all he had to say was, "Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far?"
Yeah.
that is
He's
fucking
defensible
hilarious,
on
man.
everything that he's
He
that
is
he's doing.
hilarious, man. One of his comedy specials, he got up on stage and he was like, "You know, right now I'm completely comfortable with the fact that 75 to 80% of you need to die."
Yeah.
It's just, if you tell it like it is and you don't give a fuck, that's just the way to live life.
Really, like what's
That's
what's the point of being
Well, but if
offended by
there's
something?
if you don't have it, like, here's the way I approach it: is I don't mind being really offensive. I don't mind people walking out if they're
Mm-hmm.
true. If you believe that I'm the most offensive person you've ever seen, you don't gather your things.
Yeah,
Head for
just-
home. You know, there was a comic that I used to work with all the time, Kip Adati. He's passed away now, which a lot of my friends have. But he,
Sad.
Rest in peace.
just a fact. But and I learned this from him. I had a table in the audience, and they were like the rest of the club's having a great time, and these guys are not having any fun. I said, "Are you not having fun?" And the one guy goes, "No," and I said, "Go the fuck home." I said, "How much were your tickets?" What were they, like $20 each? So that's $80. And so I just throw $80 on the table. I go, "You got a sitter? Here's another 20 for the sitter. What? Just bring me. I'll pay their tab. Bring me their tab. Go the fuck home. I don't want you here." And the guy was like, "Well, hey, wait a minute. No. You said you weren't having fun, buddy."
Yeah, it's like
The rest of the room, and then all of a sudden the rest of the room was like yelling, "Go home."
Yeah, they're
I'm
just
like,
chanting it. Like,
yeah, that's right.
Fuck off.
So Kip Adata I watched him do that one night. And then he was in Vegas opening for somebody. I don't remember who it was. But he was not having a good show, and he had a tendency to kind of overload, pre-medicate for the show, and it just was not going his way. And he always had a cigarette, didn't care if it was legal or not. Always had a cigarette on the go and a cocktail. So he's in Vegas opening for this singer, and the audience he did another joke they didn't like. He goes, "You don't like that? Perhaps you'll like this." And he starts drawing on the cigarette and drinking his drink and pissing his pants. And the next time I get a hold, I go, "Did you piss your pants on stage?" He goes, "Yeah, but you don't understand." No, I'm pretty sure I know why you did it. I just wanted to make sure it was a true story.
yeah, I'm just verifying the
Just wanted
fact.
to make sure I could tell it later.
Well, how far can we go? Is language like any kind of issue?
No,
No, we can say whatever.
it's not.
Okay, so Kip and I are working at the, what was it, Rooster Tea Feathers in Sunnyvale, California. And it was a great fun place. We had two things that were really funny that happened there. He and I got in a fist fight before the show one night. I don't even know why we were fighting. And it was just me and him. And I was visibly had been hit.
Yeah.
And one of the cocktail waitresses runs out of the back. She goes, "Oh my God, the comics are fighting." So the whole club knows. And I walk up and like my eyes starting to swell up.
Yeah.
And when I do his intro, I said, our headliner, a great guy, you're really going to love him. Old friend of mine, you probably heard us talking about old times out back. And he just walks up and he gives me a hug and he goes, "That's a fucking professional right there."
Yep.
But he's got this lady that he had no patience for people, and he would deal with people for a little bit. So this lady keeps going after him, and it's just like ridiculous. He goes, "Can I stop you right there? Before you were somewhat amusing. You're kind of pretty, but not pretty enough to do what you're doing. Now you're just the mouthy cunt."
Yeah.
So the audience starts booing him, and he goes, hey. If she cannot accept a little constructive criticism. I'm in the back like I'm crying, I'm laughing. Like, I can't believe he's pulled that off. That was amazing.
Is when that stuff happens, when you get heckled and you can flip it around like that,
Yeah.
and they get upset with what you said, but then you're like, "Whoa, wait a minute," and then they laugh again. That's honestly,
Yeah.
that's how you know you.
No,
Well,
you
when
fucking did it.
You know what? That's the worst word you can use on stage.
Mm-hmm.
Not in England or Australia. They don't.
Nope.
It's not even a bad word there.
no.
But however, fanny is.
Yeah, really?
Fanny's obscene.
I wouldn't
Means
not have expected
It's
that.
another name for a vagina, but it's a really nasty one there.
It's like saying the
So
C
it's like
word,
cunt
you can't-
here.
Yeah, C word.
Yeah,
you can't
pretty
hear.
much.
Okay.
But that's one. Boy, you better have a out plan if you're going to drop that one. And
You better have all black
to
windows.
say it is one thing. To direct it at a woman in the audience is like over the top ballsy. It's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
wow.
It's like you're literally asking to get your ass like just annihilated.
You're asking for all the men in the audience to line up after the show and take turns kicking your ass.
Yeah.
And they'll probably organize by height.
Yeah, but
So the
Shortest
there's
little
the
guy
short,
first.
angry
Yeah.
dudes out first,
Yeah.
and then you get the tall, reasonable ones that just happen. You just want to lay a couple hits in you.
That's one.
I'm
thing
sorry,
about
but I
that.
was in line. I didn't know what the line. I thought it was for the washroom. But my wife said I had to.
You're just like wiping your face off. It's like, I had to pee. I'm sorry, man. I was looking for the bathroom, but here you were. So I did it. That's one thing I never understood was like how in England and Australia they'll just be like, "Oi, what up?" You know? And then here you say that and it's like, holy fuck, you just set the cross on fire, you hung somebody in the streets.
Well,
Yeah,
it depends, really.
Ultimately, it's just a word. But my theory is
Exactly.
that there is seriously no word that you can call a guy that is equally offensive as that word to call a woman. There just isn't.
No, we won't be.
And even if there was, it's a word.
Like,
Whatever.
Yeah, well, when you get down to it, yeah, I mean, it is. They're just words, and I try to work off the theory if I don't have any malice. When it's bad if I lose my temper, I lost. The heckler one. If I actually get angry, like that's shit. Why am I getting angry? And then the whole audience is like, I think he's really mad.
Yeah, it's like, oh, he's starting.
Well, I've told people, oh yeah, you're right, I'm pissed.
Well, some people like you can deal with them for so long, and then it's like, holy fuck, will you just shut up?
Yeah,
like Christ.
I was in Spokane, Washington, and there was this lady just would not shut up, and it was a bit of a biker bar, and she's with this big giant biker, and I suggested in a very nasty way that she be rendered incapable of having children.
Oh shit!
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So the bouncer looks at me, I go, yeah.
Yep, that's fair.
So the bouncers walk over and they go, come on, you got to go. And the girl, well, this fucking dump, and she's going off, and the guy's not moving. I'm thinking, well, he's going to kill, and he was huge. I thought he's going to kill the bouncers, and then he's coming for me. I'm trying to figure out how am I going to get out of this. And she goes, come on, we're getting kicked out. He goes, no, you're getting kicked out. I was like, wow. I did not see that coming.
So they didn't did they end up kicking you out?
No, they kicked her out.
Oh, wow.
And then the guy stayed and talked to me after. He was a nice guy. He said, I'm really sorry, man, but, sometimes you can't shut her up. So maybe you shouldn't take her out.
Yeah, wow.
Or at least
That's always...
It's kind of hard, though, for a guy like, no matter who you are, the guy, the girl, the whatever, points in time you get out of hand. And
especially when you're with that person and you're like...
Oh, and it's going to be at home. Mm-hmm. As soon as you get... And him, I'm sure, as big and tough as he was, he got pounded when he got home by her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I believe that for...
Yeah, oh.
You'd have to pay me money to say I don't believe that happened.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure he walked in the door and it was fucking...
Oh, she might have greeted him with a bat.
Yeah.
Like, she looked that mean.
Shit.
Biker chicks, folks, don't mess with them.
Nope.
In any way possible. Don't say hi. Don't talk. No eye contact.
No, be polite.
That's it.
They're nice ladies. Just don't cross them.
Just don't make them mad.
Yeah, why would you?
Like hell hath fury for a woman scorned. Scorned. That's the word. I nailed it. But a biker chick, yeah, I feel like they're just tough. And there's like we were all saying, there's
tougher than me.
You're insinuating tougher than the three of us probably together.
Oh yeah,
that's
100%.
correct. Yeah.
Like some of those women have more testosterone than I do. Like 100%.
No offense. I think a lot of the women.
Yeah.
More testosterone.
He's not wrong. Evicted.
All three of us could go back to back against one.
I think there might be girl guides that have slightly
No, no. I did start just going through puberty, as you can tell. We're gonna zoom in on this. We got some chest hair happening, and so I'm looking forward to this adventure.
It's not exactly a forest.
No, not yet. But hey,
wait till you get to my age. And you got gray chest hair. That's attractive.
Well, so if you think about it, it actually is a lot more like the forest because we just won't stop at deforestation. We're just cutting that shit down.
Just think about it as yourself going platinum. That's it.
That's a nice way to think about that, Jerry Bear.
It's a nice way to think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, no. You're just getting old.
Let's think about this.
You're just close to expiring.
Yeah.
Piggybacking off what he said, girl guides, they'll go to the door. They don't care who lives there. They don't know who
They're
lives
more
there.
ruthless than Jehovah's Witnesses.
They'll go to the door, but you'd be like, oh man, what if they're not home?
Yeah, no, he's
What
not
if
wrong.
it's a big guy in there?
And
What if it's my grandma? She's gonna beat
Yeah, but
me.
you're hooped because these adorable little girls walk around in
Oh
packs
man,
selling their cookies,
and
if you don't,
the cookies are good.
yeah, and if you don't
They're
peel
good.
off $5 for a box of cookies, how big of a knob are you?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If they start to cry, it just gets worse.
And you're like, okay, I'll take 6 crates.
You know what? I would like to have a girl guide come to the door to sell me cookies, and when I say no, she just goes, "Dick." You know, like that would be magical. And
That's a story you could tell for years,
Yeah.
man.
You're a dick.
It's like, sorry, you relay testing. It's like, oh, you're too good for our cookies, too good for our organization. I'd be like,
Oh, what
the
do you-
fuck taught you that? What do you mean?
You're above little girls getting opportunities.
Oh shit!
Oh, man.
They hit you with that. Then it's like, I guess I had to buy her whole shit. And is your mom single? Can I take her out?
Give me the whole wagon. Give me
Yeah,
the wagon
give me
of
a wagon
cookies
load.
already. God
Wagon
damn it.
load of cookies.
How much is that? $2,000.
But
Please,
these-
here, take
But
it.
these little
Take it.
girls are strapped. Like if you
Here's
say
my rent
no,
money.
they have just like a fucking like a revolver.
But
just
they couldn't even.
back.
You know what? They couldn't even. They couldn't even get out and sell cookies. Like that's pretty sad. You know, it's a pandemic when
Oh yeah, right.
kids can't get out and do that kind of stuff. And
Yeah, like just just.
And I know there's got to be some people who went out there and stocked up on Girl Guide cookies as soon as they were allowed to get them.
yeah, they're
I
at
think
they're at the
cookies
market.
are
Did you see them
good,
at the
man.
market?
I did not know.
Yeah, they'll walk around the market sometimes, and it's like it'd be okay if they brought one and gave them a route, but when they like send them every 5 minutes, they send a new one, and it's just like, what are you shitting me? I got like 5 boxes of cookies already. Okay.
It's just, didn't I see you 2 hours ago?
Yeah, she's got it.
Where are your
the
friends?
hats on the other side.
It's like
She's got like one eyebrow shaved off,
Yeah.
trying to make it
Yeah.
look like she's different.
Still Halloween new costume.
She's wearing different shoes. You're like, oh, what? No,
No, that was my sister.
I saw you already.
It's my brother. Don't worry about it.
That was my twin. I don't believe you.
So when we started talking, do you think we'd get to Girl Guide somehow?
I can safely say no.
If you came to me and said this could happen, I'd say
There's something we should
without a doubt. But
we should maybe report him.
How do we go from talking about Jebb and his businesses all the way down to Girl Guides?
And people dumping the dirtiest word you can possibly say.
Yeah, right.
To nice, sweet little girls selling cookies.
And there ain't nothing
It's a
better.
funny world, isn't it?
Oh, it is, man.
Uh,
Speaking of door to doors, Jehovah Witnesses, man. I had one come to my door, and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And they're like, "Oh, are you interested in blah 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 blah?" And I was like, "No, not really." And they're like, "Oh, okay, cool. Have a nice day." And I was like, "Well, not anymore."
Really? That
I
was
enjoying my.
They didn't even push. That
No,
was
they
how
didn't.
easy you got off.
That was
That's
it.
Scot free.
That was it, man. I opened it. Well, I
so
got.
they're just, oh, okay.
I got my 2 dogs that are probably this table height behind me, fucking barking their ass off. So
That'll
they're
look good
talking to
in the
me.
paper.
They're talking to me. They're just hearing,
Yeah,
and I'm like, no, I'm good,
Jehovah's
man.
Witnesses
Thanks.
are
And then they're like,
notorious
okay, bye.
for being frightened of dogs of all kinds.
Really?
Are they really? Or are you just making that up?
We just
He
moved-
made it up.
No, it's real. It's you can look it up on Wikipedia and everything there is 100% true.
Kevin Nealon? I read it
You
somewhere.
can't get wrong. You
Well, I
can't-
wrote it down, then I read it. Anything to justify
So you
it.
can't fucking say I'm wrong. But no, Jeb. So do you have? You mentioned you've done a couple of shows in the past little bit. Do you have anything coming up soon?
Yes, I do. Wow, was that a wicked lead-in?
Yeah, right.
I'm at the Blind Beggar this Saturday, the 31st, this Saturday night.
Okay, so Blind
Blind
Beggar.
Beggar.
That was really hot. How we just
We said it at the
harmonized
same
right
time.
there.
Where is
Blind-
Blind Beggar?
Somewhere in McLeod.
Hell yeah.
I have the
love it.
address. I don't, you know what? I don't memorize
It's
this.
okay. We'll put the
No,
link.
we'll
in the
post it
description
up.
in
It
Post
case
used
it
you
up.
Yeah, post it on your site.
We'll
That'd
write
be
it on
great.
Jared's ass and then we'll throw it up on the Insta.
I would have people like I used to do a lot of shows around Christmas time, and I'd have like maybe 40, 50 shows, and somebody would call And they would go, yeah, I want to talk to you about my show. And I'd go, hold on just a second. I'd look it up. I go, I have 22 shows before your show. The night of your show will be the most important thing in my world. Right now, not so much.
Yeah.
But people don't. But it is. It's
No.
their event, so they're really excited about their event. And I
Oh.
get that. But it's like anything we talk about now, I'm not going to remember.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Anyway.
fair. And when our producer John told us that you were gonna come on the show, we were like, "Fuck yeah, dude!"
Who?
Him.
No, you guys.
who-
Oh yeah.
But
But,
like,
like-
who are these fucking?
I remember we were talking about because like we all knew you from the market with your pasta stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about you, and John was like, "I guess he's like he was a comedian or something." We were like, "No way, man!" And we went on YouTube, we looked up Jebb
Shut
Fink,
up! I want a Gemini.
and like first video we clicked
I
on
didn't
it,
go
I was
to.
like,
I didn't
"That's
go to
fucking
the
Jebb,
awards.
man."
I've won a few things, and I've only gone once to accept an award.
Yeah, what'd you get?
That was at Ampia.
I
And then the
don't know
next
what that
two
is.
times I went to the Ampias, once the producer of something that I won an Ampia for was there, and I was working. And he calls me, he goes, "You just won." I said, "Well, go get it." And
I'm
he
busy,
goes,
man.
"Who should I thank?" I said, "Thank you. It was your project." I said, "Well, what should I tell him?" "Tell him I'm making money." Working, man.
Doing other
trying to
shit,
do
man.
shit.
It
God.
doesn't pay shit to win an award.
No, it doesn't. And
And
That
the
story.
Gemini, by the time we hit the Geminis, I was already fighting with my partner and I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And he actually, in his acceptance speech, said, "I told you we'd win." And he was just such a knob about it. And I don't even have it. Like, it's somewhere in Toronto.
oh well.
They
That-
don't. What are you going to do with it? It's like a frickin' boat anchor.
No, it's just like, hey guys, when you come over to my house, this award's on the wall. That's it.
Like, look
Oh,
at this
yeah.
massive.
You know,
big
you got a
penis.
mini Stanley Cup or something. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a little
we do.
difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like it's like
It's not the
well,
whole thing, man, but it looks cool.
Well, I was in a meeting trying to sell a show in LA, and the guy's looking over. He goes, "Gemini, what's a Gemini?" I said, "It's an Emmy with no fucking money." And he goes, "Oh, so it's like a Canadian thing." Yeah.
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 It's like the Junos, man.
Like, no one cares.
Oh, that's funny.
Actually, do you know what? I'm going to quote a guy, Bobby Keel, who's also no longer with us. You'll hear that a lot. But his cracked me up, man. His line was, they call them the Junos because you keep watching the show going, "Do you know who that guy is?" Because nobody knows the Canadian artist.
Right.
And one year, Rod Stewart happened to be in, I don't know wherever they were, and he went to give away the best rock artist. And it was a long time ago, but he opened, and the winner is, what's his name? Kim.
I honestly don't remember. Is it the name you just said?
Yeah, no.
Oh.
But it was Kim Mitchell.
Oh,
And he
okay.
opens it and goes, "The winner is Kim Mitchell." Huh. Throws the thing down and walks away.
Oh fuck.
Like, hey, well, I wonder who that fucking guy is. And I'm Rod Stewart. I'm famous everywhere.
Oh,
Kim
man.
Mitchell's really big in,
Canada. Or wherever.
well, Ontario. There's a lot of Ontario artists.
Oh, man. Especially nowadays. With all the Spotify artists and shit like that.
Yeah.
Spoofy and
Every day
dudes.
on-
How are they making money off that, though? Like,
I don't know.
everybody that's ever approached me and said, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to look after your websites and your this and that." All right, give me 5 ways I can make money on the internet. Meeting's over.
Yeah.
Like, but it's
Bye.
social media. It really, yeah. How? I get it. I know what it is. I know we.
Tell me how it works. Thank you.
Yeah, tell me how it works. Well, you sell advertising. That's what your goal here, right?
Yeah.
Is to get it really popular, and then you can sell ads. I don't have time to do a show, let alone figure out or the money to pay someone else to go sell the ads.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming you guys are a group and you're doing everything as a team,
We are.
and
Hell yeah.
which makes you all way different than me because I am not a good team player. But it's just I don't know. It's a mystery.
No, man. I don't know. I think certain websites, it's like, I think YouTube is, you keep getting a bunch of views and a bunch of subscribers, they'll pay you. because people are coming to use their app just to watch you sometimes, and
So that works.
but otherwise, like with music and stuff, I think, or podcasts like ours, it's mostly ad stuff,
And
Yeah.
advertising and possible merch,
sponsorships,
shit
all that
we
stuff.
could sell.
I submitted an application to make an app that would tell you how to tell someone to fuck off in every language on the planet.
Nice.
And the response I got was, thank you very much for your application, but it's not the sort of thing that we're interested in doing. And then at the bottom it said, P.S. You are not the first person that has sent this idea. I just thought, God, I'm getting a no and a kick in the nards.
Fuck.
Oh man, I thought this was an original, man. I thought it was an OG.
I know. You know what? When you think of stuff, you always. I had somebody steal a really good joke from me one time. They did it on the Letterman show, and I didn't call him or anything. The next time I ran into him, I just said, "What the fuck? You did my joke on Letterman?" And he goes, "God, when I wrote that joke, it sounded familiar." I said, "Because you didn't write it, dickhead. You were just
Idiot.
remembering it. It's totally different."
You asshole.
Like you would ask 4 people, they would have told you, "Oh no, that's." And he's a guy from England, but I know lots of guys in England that know my act. So
Yeah.
but he was supposedly a big shot. So.
But where is he now? Still in England.
Yep. Yeah, you know what? The country, Canada and the U.S. had the intelligence and the weaponry to leave.
Yep.
I'm sorry, we cannot play with you anymore. You say words funny.
Hey, we're sitting over here talking like this, but you're over there talking like this, mate. We're sick of it, man.
Just done sick of it, mate. So you fucking hear us.
Put your beer in the fridge.
You sick animals. What is wrong? Quit eating that
Pathetic
weird shit, man.
Heathens.
Yeah, man. Well,
Do you, hey.
yeah. What? What's up, man?
It's like stoner vision all of a sudden, man. You
Hey.
What is
went
this,
totally
dude?
blank.
What is this, dude? Where's my car?
You're
That
not
was a
old
movie
enough to.
reference.
That was
You're not old
that
enough
was
for
a
that.
funny movie.
I like that movie.
The movie came out before you're like.
Doesn't matter. I've seen it.
No, you haven't. He's lying. But no, Jebb, do you have any social media we could plug for you? That anything that we could have your fans see, or got some pasta, some specials they could check out and plug in on the social media?
Facebook. There's a Jebb's Join on Facebook that most people just go to me to
No, yeah.
personally, but
Just
it's
go right
always
to you.
it's tapped out at almost constantly at 5,000. I don't even know. And to be brutally honest, nobody has 5,000 fucking friends.
No.
Nope.
There's
No,
just
they don't.
people who vaguely know who you are or whatever. I love it when people are my friends on Facebook. Then I posted a picture of some food, and some lady writes to me, "Well, I could do way better than that." So I write back to her, "Well, fucking go ahead." And she said, "No, no offense." No, after you offend me, it's too late for the no offense.
You can't just say that.
You
So
say
then-
no offense first.
Yeah, so I unfriend her, and then I wait a couple of days. I go back and refriend her
Yeah.
and send her a note that just says, "You're the second person that I've ever had to refriend to tell him to fuck off again." And I just thought, okay, I'm still angry.
And that is how
But it's like,
you do it.
and I asked her, I said, "Have you ever bought any of my food?" "No." "Have you ever eaten any of my food?" "No." "Haven't." What the fuck?
What the hell are you talking about, you asshole?
Yeah, really, you have no idea. That's like saying, "I don't like McDonald's," but you've never been there.
It's like you don't really have an opinion, but hey,
Hey, where are your legs to stand on? Not there.
Not there.
They're not there.
my leg's
It's
gonna
sad.
go be standing by
Wouldn't
their
it be sad?
washroom. Watch this.
Would it be sad if we found out that that person actually didn't have legs?
Oh, it would.
But you laughed first. That's the whole.
And this actually reminds me of a story of when you do something that it's not too terrible, but then you see what's actually happening, and then you're like, oh fuck, I messed up. I was sitting at a light waiting to turn left over by Heritage Station,
Yeah.
and there was this guy in front of me. I was just sitting there, and then I see the advanced green comes on. I'm like, okay, I'm not an asshole, so I'm not gonna yell at him because he's not moving right away. 4 or 5 seconds goes by. I'm like, okay, Now I'm gonna honk. That's
Yeah,
just how I'm gonna
yeah,
do it. I'm
little
gonna honk.
tap.
I just went beep, and then I see the homeless guy walk away from his window, and I'm like, oh fuck! And I know this guy. Like I've chatted him up a couple times while I'm waiting at the light. Like, oh well, now I feel like a fucking dickhead. And so they go, and then I go.
Now
and I'm
you
like,
gotta
oh,
tip.
shit. And we're driving away, and the guy gets like 150 yards away from me, and then he fucking goes like this, fucking flips me off. I'm like, you couldn't have been that mad if you waited that long to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I felt like such an asshole. I was like, oh man.
I was I was at the wholesale club this morning picking up some stuff for the weekend, and this guy's just stopped in the middle of the parking lot, and I pull in like in the driveway.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
What are you doing, man?
What the fuck? And then so I park, and then the guy comes over next, pretty close to me, and he rolls the window down. You got something to say? I said, yeah, don't park in the middle of the fucking parking lot, you douche. And he just looked at me like he thought that challenge was going to back me. Oh, no.
No, I'll tell
We're
you
just
what I
going
gotta
full
fucking
bore,
say.
buddy.
Exactly.
If you didn't catch on from that and you were parked in the driveway.
Yeah, man. Like at least pull off to the side a little bit. Put the hazards on.
Yeah, but
Let me
the
know what you're doing.
problem is people think they're so important.
Right.
They can't even. It's not that they think, "Oh, I'm going to park here and block traffic." It doesn't even occur to them that they would be in someone's way.
Just like, I just gotta park here.
Oh, I got to stop.
This is how I gotta wait for
I
somebody.
think he was texting or something too, and it was just like, "Wow, if I had better insurance, I would just ram. I'd T-bone your ass and laugh."
Oh man, he was here, and I was coming this way. I didn't see him. He was
Yeah,
stopped.
It would have been hard to pull off. It was like a big dually truck too.
Yeah, I know. Oh man.
It's always those guys.
Oh right. And especially
How do
in
you know what?
Alberta.
And just be polite when you're driving out there. You know what? Don't park in a handicap zone unless you're handicapped, or
Don't take up four
let
spaces.
us handicap you. Let us
I got the
ball
tire
peen your
iron in the
knees.
back.
That's right. Let's take your knees out.
Let me go
then,
Tanya Harding on
Then
your
you can
ass.
park there every day.
Yeah.
It's all yours.
And I
buddy.
can watch you limp to the store.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than it would be horrible to need that parking spot,
Yeah.
and some idiot that just thought they were important would be parking in it.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Like, you know what? If you're too lazy to walk another 20 feet,
Yeah, fuck off. That's what I have to say.
well, I'm not big on that. That's one of my pet peeves.
Or like when they park across like 2 spots or 4 spots. It's like,
Well, because they don't want to get door dinged.
yeah.
That's when you key them.
Yeah.
I know you didn't think this was going to happen. Surprise!
But it happened anyway.
Big surprise.
But all right, my handsome friends, we are approaching near the end of this sexy evening with Jebediah Jointe from Jebb's Joints. But please be sure to check out Jebb's show.
Saturday.
January,
July.
July 31st.
Yeah, it's a
at
Blind Beggar.
Blind Beggar. What time do you know you go on?
I don't know.
Just
Well, I'm
I don't know, it's
assuming
not
go
till
to Blind
Saturday.
Beggar all day. Don't fucking leave.
It's not till Saturday.
it's going to be after happy hour. So get there first, get loaded, and then watch him tell
No,
some
I got
jokes.
John here, which, by the way, apparently in Brazil, you hideously misspelled your name in English. Joao.
Exactly.
Joel.
Yeah.
Not to be an American. Augusto, I get.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Oliveira?
Oliveira, yeah. Oliveira.
Yeah, that's a pasta family.
It's also like a.
Isn't that a pasta company?
Oliveira, yeah, I don't know. As well. I know it's from Portugal.
It's from Portugal.
Yeah, Oliveira, last name Oliveira is from Portugal.
Because you said you were Brazilian.
Yeah, I'm from Brazil.
Something's not lining up here, John.
Listen, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to send you over to the secondary questioning area.
Let me get the glove on.
Tree of olives.
How do you pronounce that in Spanish?
Juan.
Or-
My
Pardon?
first name?
Yeah.
Juan.
Juan?
Juan in Spanish, João in Portuguese, and John in English.
Man.
Well, why don't you spell it that way?
Because Brazil speaks Portuguese, not Spanish.
Oh, see, this is a big argument because I grew up in Los Angeles, so I speak really bad Spanglish. And our job in the U.S. was to learn enough Spanish to buy drugs in high school. And because honestly, if you can actually speak the language, you get a better deal. But if you go to where we were in Costa Rica, and I want to know where there was just a small market, you know, a La Tiendona, you know, and I kept asking, and everybody's looking at me like I'm a moron. And then I'm walking with this. I go, here, and he goes, Mini Super. It's like, what? He says, yes, Mini Super. So it was a mini superstore.
Superstore, yeah. Supermarket.
Cool.
No, Mercado is market. I don't mean to teach you about your heredity, but yeah, I tried Mercado. I tried everything. And they were just like mystified by Poquito Mercado. Nothing. Like they're still just staring at me.
Look
like,
at this asshole over here. What is he doing?
Thank God he's paying too much for wherever he's staying.
Oh man. Seriously though, go check this guy's show out. This guy is, I've known him for however long we've been filming this, and this guy is one of the funniest dudes I've ever met in my life. This dude's hilarious. So I guarantee his show's going to be good.
You know, this is most of the time what my shows are like.
Really?
Some people had called them flow of conscious. Others called them flow of unconscious. And it just, whatever pops into my head when I'm going. I mean, I have regular bits and stuff, but dude, I'm going to cut you off, man. You have had
Whoops.
too much soda
That's
pop
it,
in
man.
your alcohol.
Too much fucking
Way
Pepsi.
too much Beepus, like straight up.
You're done, man. You're done.
Beepus is stronger than the rum itself.
All right.
But honestly, Jebb, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah,
man.
thank
thanks.
you
This was
for
fun,
having
guys.
on me on the show.
I really appreciate it. We're
Good to
doing
chat
well.
with you
Make
guys.
sure you follow. Jebb doesn't have to because he's an icon, but make sure you follow us at Evicted Podcast on all the socials: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
We are on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. For if you don't want to watch us, or
You
if you
can
just
just
want to
listen.
listen to us, we got you covered, pretty mama.
And there are pirated tapes being sold in the back of the market now.
That's correct. So pull up to Crossroads if you want to get some business. That's the show, everybody. Thank
for
you.
coming
Thanks,
by.
guys.
Thanks for
Hell
coming.
yeah. Thanks, Jebb, buddy.